Welcome to my channel. My name's Sylvia from Sylvia V's Creations. Now, today we're going to be painting a landscape, and I'm just going to do an A4 size paper. And this is actually like a canvas from a canvas pad. And just to quickly go through the colours, we've got Quinacrian magenta, phthalo blue, burned umber, hooker's green, phthalo green, carbon black. Then we've got, and we'll put our finger already into it. We've got cadmium yellow, brilliant red, toasted mushroom, which is very close to yellow ochre. Okay, it's very close to that. Unbleached white and titanium white. Now, I will also be using a flow medium at some points. I'm not going to go through what paintbrushes I use, mainly because we prefer different paintbrushes to other people. So whatever paintbrush you're comfortable with, use them. Okay, now I also have my water sitting there. So what we're going to start off with is the sky. So what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to use a 1-inch brush to try and make it quick, and I'm dipping my brush into some water and going straight into the phthalo blue, and we try and water it right down. Basically turn it into as if you're doing water paints. And I'm just doing crisscross strokes. And I'm just going back and forth, and you can also do it this way. Elijah. That'll be my cat. And try not to sort of go like that, because you'll end up having those marks in there. So basically just try and go straight across. Now what you got to remember is when you paint, we don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. Main colours down. So now I'm going to grab a flat brush. What size is this one? This one's a size 10. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of this floating medium onto my palette, because at this stage I don't want to use water, but I also want it to glide quite easily. So I'll just dip it in very small into the, get a very little amount of the flow medium, and then I'm going to go into my titanium white, and we're just going to start creating a few clouds. And all you do is do like a circular motion, and you try not to stay in the one spot for too long. Okay, and as you can see, the blue is sort of blending in with it as well. So put one right over here. Nice happy cloud. A little bit more paint. Let it feather off. Okay. So we'll do the same thing again, just very light blending. Actually doing videos on a weekly basis, so if you do like this video and you want to be notified when there's more videos coming up, just make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notification, because the bell notification will is designed so that you get notified as soon as I put the video up. And don't forget to hit the like button as well. It'll really help me out a bit. And I'm actually also going to be doing videos where I'll have traceables for people that, you know, aren't very good at drawing, and I've actually got a Patreon account. So, you know, if you want to support me and get some of the advantages of being a Patreon member, feel free to go to my Patreon page. Okay. Actually, I might put a little bit of the red into here as well. I feel it's looking a little too dark. So, now the reason we're actually sort of blending it out a little bit is so that we don't have a harsh line. That way, you know, it sort of all blends together and it gives it a little bit more definition as well. That's why sometimes you sort of see me go in different areas as well. And I do wipe my brush every so often, because the brush can pick up quite a bit of paint. I'm just very gently lifting it up. Not sure if it'll work. No, I can normally do this with my oil paints. I think that'll do. Okay, so what I want to do, I actually want to have like mountains in the background. I love my mountains. Like most of my landscapes have mountains in them. I just love doing them. So what we're going to do is mix up some more of the white to create a mountain colour. And what I'm going to do is grab a tiny bit of the phthalo blue and a tiny bit of the carbon black to sort of give it a greyish tone. It's sort of a grey-blue tone. Okay, now I've made it very, very light, and all we're going to do is sort of work out where our mountain starts. Now I'm going to have several mountains. What I'm actually going to do is go into the one that's a little tiny bit darker. And just go along the edges. Yeah. There we go. And what I'm doing is I'm just sort of pulling it. So, we don't want too much in there. So what I might do is just go into my unbleached white and just put a few little highlights here and there. And I'm just touching the paper just very, very lightly. And then I'll go into a little bit of the toasted marshmallow or yellow ochre, whichever. As I say, they're pretty much the same. And I'm just going to add a few bits here and there, just to put little darker shadows in. As I say, I don't want too much of detail into this. I'm going to put a lot more on this side because I'm doing it as the sun's coming from over here and over, so this side will be a little bit more shaded. I'm just doing all different little strokes, and sometimes I go down a little bit harder, hence you've got sort of a darker value there. Now I might go into a little bit of the burnt umber, just a little bit, and a little bit of the titanium white, and just mix them together. And I haven't cleaned my brush this time. I'm just going to put a few darker spots in here. I didn't put any of the floating medium into this mix. Now I'm going to go into the darker bluey grey that I've got here. And now I just went straight into some titanium white to go over the top. I'll add some here. Might put a little bit of it over here too. Now what I like to do is before it gets too dry, I'll wet another brush, dab it just a little bit, and I actually like using the angle brush because it kind of helps. And I'll sort of start moving it around a bit, like so, and stand back to have a look at it to see what else I need to do. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is dry off my 1-inch brush, go into the Hooker's green as well as the black, carbon black, make a nice dark colour, and maybe even a bit of the brown that I've got left here, maybe a little bit of the magenta, and a bit of the phthalo blue. Just mix them all together, they work. I'm just tapping. And what I'm going to do is put some bushes over here. Go. And as you can see, I haven't really got a huge amount on my brush, and I'm just gonna tap a few in. There. And I'm just going to put indication of some flowers. A little butterfly to it just to make it a little bit brighter. But as you can see, like, you know, you don't have to put in too much detail in order to make it look really pretty. What I might do is put a couple of birds in here and then leave it at that. And then I'll take the tape off and we'll see what we've got. Now to do birds, it's actually quite easy. Make sure you don't have too much paint. And it's just a matter of doing a little hook this way and a little hook that way. We'll put a couple in. Yeah, a little bit more. There we go. And considering they're kind of generally flying grooves, we might as well put a few in. There we go.
I fixed the noise.
Thank you. Look at that. We're at the end of the video and the noise is finally being stopped. I don't know. Things we have to put up with. So
Hang on a minute, I was trying to be quiet while you were painting. I decided I'd try and do it while the kettle was boiling because I was hanging for a cuppa. All this silence watching you paint.
So does that mean I'm getting a cuppa? Cool. Look at how lucky I am. Apparently oh. Okay, when that happens, I generally don't worry about it too much. But what I could have actually done is just gotten the hairdryer and heated it a bit. But it kind of gives it a bit of a
natural look.
Natural look to it, so never mind.
It's a border that's slightly different.
Actually, you know what? It actually gives it a little bit more realism.
It does.
So I'm not going to complain. Are you guys going to complain? Nah, we're not going to complain. And it's trying to do it at the top too. Okay.
Yeah, it's very cold, sweetie. It needs heat to release the glue.
Yet my paint is drying super fast.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So there you go. All completed. Now hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification and hit the like as well if you like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment down below to let me know what sort of videos you would like me to do, or if you've got any other questions, just pop them down below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Alright, cheers, catch you later.